On behalf of the Washburn University Board of Regents, the faculty, administration, and staff, I welcome you to this commencement in Washburn University's 151st year. Please remain standing and join members of the Washburn Singers under the direction of Dr. Kevin Kellum in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I want to thank Dr. Kellum, who conducted the choir. The music department is such an important part of Washburn, and we are so pleased members of the Washburn Singers are here with us today. Let's give them another round of applause. Our university singers will perform again later in our ceremony this evening. Also, please join me in expressing thanks to Mrs. Norma Pettijohn, organist, and the Washburn Faculty Brass Quintet for providing music this evening. I would like to direct your attention to the international flags surrounding the commencement platform in recognizing Washburn University's impact locally, nationally, and globally. The flags that have been posted represent the countries of the world which have had students attend Washburn. These countries are represented by flags above the commencement platform. Flags along the sides of the podium represent countries which currently have students attending Washburn. At this time, Mr. Malcolm Mickelson, President of the Washburn Student Government Association, will introduce the platform party.
To the graduates, congratulations. To the friends and families, thank you for your enduring support. And to the faculty, thank you for the time and effort you constantly give to create an exceptional educational experience at Washburn. I would like to introduce the platform party. Please stand as your name is called and remain standing until all of you are introduced. Mr. Carl Myers, Assistant Professor Emeritus, School of Applied Studies, Social Work Department, and Grand Marshal. Dr. Eric Grosspitch, Vice President for Student Life. Dr. Richard Litke, Executive Director of Enrollment Management. Mr. Mark Freed, University Counsel and Secretary to the Board of Regents. Mr. Mike Mustaine, President of the Washburn University Alumni Association. Mr. Jim Martin, Interim Vice President for Administration and Treasurer. Ms. Cynthia Holthouse, Special Assistant to the President. Dr. Pam Foster, Equal Opportunity Director. Mr. Clark Coco, Dean, Washburn Institute of Technology. Dr. Vicki Kelly, Associate Professor, Allied Health Department. Dr. Russell Jacobs, Chair and Professor, Philosophy Department. Mr. Terry Beck, Board of Regents. Mrs. Jennifer Stork, Board of Regents. Mr. Brent Bowles, Board of Regents. Mrs. Blanche Parks, Board of Regents. Mr. Bill Sneed, Board of Regents. Dr. Julianne Mazicek, President, Washburn University Foundation, Interim Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Laura Stevenson, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Pat Munzer, Dean, School of Applied Studies. Dr. David Sollers, Dean, School of Business, Dr. Monica Scheibmeier, Dean, School of Nursing, Dean Thomas Romig, School of Law, Mr. John McGivern, Chair, Board of Regents, Dr. Jerry Farley, President. Please be seated.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce the President of Washburn University, Dr. Jerry Farley.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, everyone, and welcome tonight. Please excuse a little touch of laryngitis that I have, but I wish each of you a warm holiday greeting for this commencement ceremony. What a wonderful moment this is for you, the graduates of Washburn University this fall. On behalf of the university, our Board of Regents, the faculty, your fellow students, all of the administrative staff, I have the pleasure of congratulating you. You are here tonight because of the hard work and dedication you applied in becoming an educated Washburn alumnus. But you're also here because many others have assisted you along the way. And while this is your achievement, and one which you should be rightfully proud, your graduation is also an achievement of many who have helped. From the teachers who encouraged you through grade school and high school, to those who contributed time, money, and talent to a system of higher education in this country that knows no peer. All share a certain pride in your accomplishment. Your family, your university, your community, and even your world are the ultimate beneficiaries of your education. As a skilled employee and as a knowledgeable, responsible citizen, you will make us all proud. Is there one among you who is the next captain of commerce or industry? Who among you is poised to shape our future as a senator or an elected official? Who among you will protect our children and make contributions to our culture through the arts and music? And who among you will be productive citizens who will provide for their families, pay your taxes, and cast an informed vote? You are the promise to all of us for a brighter future. As I look out over your ceremony tonight, I see among you those who are already leaders, contributors, family members, community contributors. Washburn University is proud of who you are today and all you have accomplished and what you will do in the future. But we're even more proud of the promise and prospects for the difference you will make in the years ahead. There is potential in each one of you, but potential really has limited value without action. Therefore, I challenge you in the following ways to make the most of the opportunities that lie before you. First of all, care. Care for the people who are close to you. Your needs, action, and the quality of your work has an effect on people near you and those whom you may not even realize. If you care about others and about the quality of your efforts, you also will take care of yourself. Dream. The world is shaped by those who know what is, but can dream about what it can be. Your education is the resource from which you see, interpret, and understand and plan for a world that is a better place because of you. Take action. For the best and the brightest among us tonight, life is not a spectator sport. That includes each one of you graduates. Be enthusiastic in those endeavors which you accept to do with energy and enthusiasm for both the task at hand and the value of your own contribution. Enthusiasm helps elevate the participation of others, and it sends a signal to all around you of your concept of the value of your work. These challenges, they're really quite simple and uncomplicated, but they are very difficult in practice. You would not have passed this milestone unless you had the intellect and skills and commitment to fulfill these challenges. Washburn University thanks you for sharing your lives with us. And we also thank your families for the unselfish support that they have provided to you. We trust that you will remain an active member of the Washburn community for many, many, many years. Your effort and hard work has positioned you to set lofty goals and accept challenges that match those goals. As a product of hard work and the achievement of goals, you may one day soon be in the best position to help other students, just as you have been helped to be here tonight. Many of the people we admire are those whose lives become races to gather that which they can turn around and give back to someone else. And we give back in unlimited ways. We give our time and energy to our families and our community. Our creativity is a gift to our culture and our society. The best among you here tonight, the best of all of us, demonstrate our commitment to each other with the generous dedication and sharing of our time, our talent, and sometimes our resources. You are truly the best of all of us. We congratulate you and wish you the very best in the future. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
The road to graduation from Washburn University should offer students more than the completion of an array of courses that is then rewarded with a diploma. Graduates should be given the opportunity to be transformed by their Washburn experience. The goal of a higher education institution is not to turn out graduates, but to graduate students who turn out to be highly principled citizens who make a difference in society. Students pursuing an undergraduate degree have the opportunity to participate in up to 4 different transformational experiences before graduation. These Washburn transformational experiences are described on page 8 of your program. Today, we would like to recognize those students who have completed 1 or more WTE experiences by asking them to stand. Please. Thank you so much. You may be seated. We are very pleased to have students representing the following countries who are graduating with degrees from Washburn University tonight. Would our international students please stand and remain standing as your country is mentioned? Belize, China, Colombia, India, Japan, Nepal, Saudi Arabia, and Tibet. Please join me. You may be seated. Dr. Farley will now introduce the Syberson Award finalists and the Syberson Award recipient for the fall 2016 graduating class.
Thanks to a very generous gift to Washburn University by Erna and Gretchen Syberson, an award has been established to honor the most deserving students selected from among the highest ranking members of the senior class in the undergraduate program at each commencement ceremony. Based upon their academic performance, 3 students have been selected as fall 2016 Syberson Award finalists. I ask each finalist to stand as your name is read, and please remain standing until each of you has been introduced. First, Aaron Finley. Did Aaron stand? Yes, she did. Thank you, Aaron. Aaron is graduating with a Bachelor of Education in Elementary Education with an emphasis in middle school history. Ellen Glasgow. Ellen is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. Natalie Killingsworth. Natalie is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. To these three students and their families and friends, we extend our congratulations on your outstanding academic achievements. Please be seated. The Siverson Award Committee met recently to review the credentials of the finalists and select a recipient. And the recipient tonight is Natalie Killingsworth. Will you please come forward to be recognized? Natalie, for your outstanding academic achievements, Washburn University is proud and honored to present you the Fall Siverson Award. Right there. And most importantly, one more. One more. Congratulations.
To honor these Siverson finalists, as well as all our graduates, we have a special presentation of a new musical piece that was created specifically for our 150th anniversary celebration last year, Ichabod's in All We Do. The lyrics to this piece were written by alumna Phyllis Hoffman and can be found on the inside cover of your program.
Washburn, we yearn to wander your bright halls, bursting 'neath arms as peaceful waterfalls. As sunlight gleams, so many dawning dreams echo from the tower, chiming every hour. Washburn, Washburn, we vow to care, to strive for justice everywhere, to show our colors bright and true. Ichabod's in all we do. Although we leave your warm embrace, the waiting world is a wondrous place. Washburn, Washburn, we vow to care, to strive for justice everywhere, to show our colors bright and true. Ichabod's in all we do.
Thank you, Dr. Kellum, and thank you, singers. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees. We ask that parents, relatives, and friends use the area in front to the right of the stage designated for taking photographs so as not to obstruct the graduates or the professional photographers. You may then return to your seats for the remainder of our ceremony. Will all candidates for a doctoral or master's degree please rise? President Farley, those before you and in absentia are candidates for a doctoral or master's degree. I am pleased to present to you now for the conferring of their degrees those who have completed the requirements and have been recommended by the faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Mazurchak. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Washburn University, I hereby confer upon those who have completed the requirements the appropriate degree with all of the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please be seated. The associate marshals will direct you to come forward at the proper time.
The doctoral degree represents more than 90 academic credit hours of advanced study beyond a bachelor's degree. The master's degree represents more than 30 academic credit hours of advanced study beyond a bachelor's degree. We are proud to welcome 17 doctoral graduates and 53 master's graduates as new alumni of Washburn University. Candidates for these degrees will be presented by their academic dean.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Juris Doctor degree.
Heyman Bien. Gregory Boyd Casey II. Samuel Walsh Clopton. Clark McDonald Douthit. Ryan D. Hamilton, Dean's Honors. David Ryan Huckabee. Erin Renee Hunn. Charles Craig Lindberg. Frank Matande. John Whitney Nichols, Dean's Honors. Kelly Wayne Puckett. Evan Mitchell Shadowski, cum laude. Carla Renee Schuster. Elizabeth Leanne Skim. Azor Campbell Smith. Jennifer Elizabeth Spangler. Catherine Ann Wright, Dean's Honors.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Master of Science in Nursing degree.
Master of Science in Nursing, Stephanie Betzworth, Kelsey Ann Stringer. Jana Nicole Harrison, Marianne Hayden. Ellie House and Daniel Keck. Moshe J. Kincaid, Adelis Taylor. Susan Kyoko Campbell, Crystal Lee Clark. Mackenzie Renee Weldon, Donald Sartonis.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Master of Arts, the Master of Education, and the Master of Global Studies degree.
Master of Education, Khalid Moriah Mohammed Al-Khatani, Asma Al-Karni. Charles Ian Havens and Bethany Anna Smith. Master of Liberal Studies, Pratiti Joshi. Betty Lou Pardue. So it should be a pink, so we wait, right?
Yes, no, yeah, we have to wait, it should be pink. I don't know where Pat's up there.
Yeah, she's up there.
Wait till she announces.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Human Services, the Masters of Criminal Justice, the Masters of Health Science, and the Masters of Social Work degrees.
Master of Arts, Human Services, Marcia L. Young.
Is it Carboni or Carboni?
Master of Criminal Justice, Cynthia Annette Carboni.
Middle name is Ginder.
Jessica Ginder Dultmeyer. Justin Michael Joyce.
Ogunyeta.
Michael U. Obinyeta.
Yep, just till they get off. These two are mine,
Okay.
so. Okay, I had three.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Those are the three MHS ones. Okay, let's go, Zach.
Master of Health Science, Pamela Banks. Michelle Lynn Gower. Kayla Ann Keeshan.
Go ahead.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Master of Accountancy and Master of Business Administration degrees.
Two at a time.
Master of Business Administration, Jamie Lorraine Burdick, Jeremy Donahue. Yashish K.C., Autumn Dawn Kirchner. Yang Fei Mao, Sanjay Raj Patil. David Arlen Soph Jr., Shauna Renee Wake.
I gave you his card. Shit, where did I do that? It's the very last one.
Jonathan Dale Wilson.
Let's give our doctoral and master's students another round of applause. Will all candidates for an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree please rise? President Farley, those before you and in absentia are candidates for the associate or bachelor's degrees. I am pleased to present to you now for the conferring of their degrees those who have completed the requirements and have been recommended by the faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Mazachek. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of Washburn University, I hereby confer upon those who have completed the requirements the appropriate degree with all of the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please be seated until directed to come forward by the marshals.
We are proud to welcome 309 bachelor degree graduates and 35 associate degree graduates as new alumni of Washburn University. Candidates for these degrees will be presented by their academic dean.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree.
Nathan W. Burkholder, School of Business Scholar, magna cum laude. Brady Allen Buxman. Akeisha Madonna Christian. Leanne Marie Deffendorf, School of Business Scholar, magna cum laude. Jodana L. Dix, School of Business Scholar, magna cum laude. Joel R. Fernandez. Adam Garrett Fritz, cum laude. Nathaniel Christian Greco. Caitlin M. Hamilton, School of Business Scholar, magna cum laude. Koko Hayawashi, cum laude. Cody Reed Hyman. Jose I. Hernandez. Kristen Marie Kogel, School of Business Scholar, summa cum laude. Riley John Crane.
Last name Liu.
Mangbai Liu, School of Business Scholar, summa cum laude. Brista K. Robinson, cum laude. Motoharu Sasaki, cum laude. Connor Jacob Smith, summa cum laude. Joshua David Sarna. Caitlin Renee Truesdell. Karen Williams, School of Business Scholar, magna cum laude. Louis Drew Williams, School of Business Scholar, cum laude. Yetian Tian Yang, School of Business Scholar, summa cum laude.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree.
Sarah Jeanette Abels. Drew Alex Boxa. Brandy Nicole Biswell. Sarah Arlene Botts, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Megan Elizabeth Budd, magna cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Eleanor Butler. Stephanie Marie Bird, School of Nursing Scholar. Camille Carson, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Sina Carwell, summa cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Amanda Childs, cum laude. Corey Chalkley. Kimberly Cooper. Cole Logan Copeland. Brandolyn Crail, cum laude. Jessie Michaela Davidson. Haley Dinas. Lindsay Dean Eckert. Shayla Catherine Farley, cum laude. Abby Lee Funk, cum laude. Shannon Renee Funk, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Parker Gallion. Ian Girdler. April Grimes. Kristen Hall, cum laude. Jordan Handley. Faith Elizabeth Holly, cum laude. Haley Morgan Horn. Natalie Howe. Natalie Hubbard. Natalie Ann Jones, cum laude. Heather Joyce. Natalie Lane Killingsworth, summa cum laude, School of Nursing Honors, Siberson nominee. Chelsea Klitsky, summa cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Natalie Cook. Rachel Aaron Lee, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Bria Nicole Lewis, School of Nursing Scholar. Callie Lowry, magna cum laude. Danielle Malm. Danielle Mayo. Rachel Mary McMillan. Irene Medina, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Haley Meininger. Patrick Monahan, magna cum laude. Samantha Moody, magna cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Allison K. Moore. Stephanie Mosser. Christina Betty Ornelas. Melissa Ann Overson, School of Nursing Honors. Shannon Elizabeth Qualls, cum laude. Mackenzie K. Rhodes. Cameron Roberts.
Okay, slow down. Photographer's back.
Chantal Rogers, cum laude. Sharon Amanda Schmidtline. Marissa Shaw. Jana Leanne Smith, cum laude.
Stop, go back up, go to the end of the round.
Good. You can't see it from here, sir. Haley Stahlbomber, magna cum laude. Haley Joe Strothman, summa cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Clinton O. Thomas, magna cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar. Taylor Thompson, cum laude. Carly Isadora Wittenbach, School of Nursing Honors, cum laude. Stephanie Ann Wofford. Micah Marie Wolf, cum laude, School of Nursing Scholar.
SAS switch.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Associate of Arts, the Associate of Science, the Associate of Applied Science, the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Applied Science, the Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, the Bachelors of Health Science, the Bachelor of Legal Studies, and the Bachelors of Social Work degrees.
Are you finished?
Associate of Arts, Justine Noel Lamoth, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors. Dylan Matthew O'Connell, School of Applied Studies Honors. Alexander T. Wilson. Associate of Science, Garrett Michael Abel. Associate of Applied Science, Evan Joseph Hahn. Emily Ann Slover. Bachelor of Applied Science, Brianna Lee Carter. Zachary Lee Elliott. Joshua James Ferris, cum laude. Elena Marie Foster, Human Services Honors, cum laude. Michelle Denise Holloway. Taylor Courtney Nagel, Human Services Honors. Nicholas Alexander Walsh Washburn. Bachelor of Health Science, Brooke Alexandra Bessler, Allied Health Honors, cum laude. Latasia Monet Childs, Allied Health Honors, summa cum laude. Lainey Marie Faulkner, Allied Health Honors, magna cum laude. Haley Brooke Guion, Allied Health Honors, cum laude. Stephanie Nicole Cook. Jade Minika Ramsdell, Allied Health Honors, magna cum laude. Melanie Lynn Reamer. Mitchell Ryan Slagle. Madison Annabelle Wiegers, cum laude. Bachelor of Legal Studies, Alyssa Rebecca Ellis, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, summa cum laude. Lindsay Nicole Ewerts, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, magna cum laude. Zachary Bradford Franklin, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, magna cum laude. Joshua Hugh Welch, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice, Colin Banstra Bonebreak, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, magna cum laude. Ashley Marie Cartmill, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors. Christopher Robin Enos, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, cum laude. Rachel Lynn Garrison. Catherine Taylor Hanser, cum laude. Bailey Joe Haynes, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, summa cum laude. Brett Taylor Holloway. Dwayne Anthony Joseph. Andrew Brandon Massey, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors, magna cum laude. Apoiliku Milo, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors. Brittany S. Shannon, Criminal Justice Legal Studies Honors. Paige Skylar Wood. College.
President Farley, I present to you the candidates for the Associate of Arts, the Associate of Science, the Associate of Applied Science, the Bachelor, the Associate of Arts, the Associate of Science, the Associate of Liberal Studies, the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Education, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Bachelor of Integrated Studies, the Bachelor of Music, the Bachelor of Public Administration, and the Bachelor of Science degrees.
Associate of Arts, Marcus A. Negrete. Trista Lee Sheets. Maureen Smith. Associate of Liberal Studies, Jessica Lynn Harden. Bachelor of Arts, John Dalton Abel. Isabel Nicole Artadello, French Honors, summa cum laude. Angela Marie Batt. Joanna Megan Becker. Jerry Lynn Billings. Miranda Lee Billings, Biology Honors, summa cum laude. Casey J. Bohannon. Connor Reed Brady. Logan Miller Brooks. Jordan Michael Callison. Mia Ann Carmela Capuano, Sociology and Anthropology Honors, summa cum laude. Andrew P. Casey. Brian Christopher Cervantes. Jean-Luc Chinal. Allison Marie Colonna, Psychology Honors. Jordan Christopher Cook. Anthony Darnell Daniels, Jr. Britt Edward Dewey. Maria A. Dewey. Kayla Renee Dillenbeck, cum laude. Trevin Reed Edelman. Maribeth Lee Emmert, cum laude. Ellen Elizabeth Glasgow, Psychology Honors, summa cum laude, Siverson Award finalist. Ryan Robert Hansen, cum laude. Jarvis Antoine Herod. Taylor Laree Hawks, Sociology and Anthropology Honors, summa cum laude. Landon Teal Hay. Kelly Alexis Haywood. Michael Leonard Hyder, Psychology Honors. Casey Ann Hughes. Torrey Jarvis Hurst. Raymond Miles Krieger. Gina Lynn Lee. Rory McDonald. Gustavo Madrid Adame. Lori L. Magnuson. Zane K. Mapes. Caleb Charles Marcus, magna cum laude. Jamie Marie Maurer. Michael James Miller, cum laude. Jared Raymond Moen, cum laude. Courtney Chase Monzon, magna cum laude. Chloe Marie Moradian, History Honors, summa cum laude. Shane Morris. Jordan Cameron Nelson. Vanessa Nunez. Nicholas Rocco Oberly. Jacob Thomas Oberon, History Honors, cum laude. Fatima Ayosh Obaid. Rachel Prophet. Ashley Marie Rollitz. Joshua David Setchell. Colby James Taylor. Michael W. Thomas. Christina Ann Thompson, cum laude. Mao Togi. Taylor Tummins, Sociology and Anthropology Honors, cum laude. Onalee Marie Vanderpool. Jonathan Randall Volts, cum laude. Danae Lauren Wells. Jesselyn Suzanne Wilson. Brittany Solana Wright. Samuel Raymond Zlotke. Bachelor of Education. Haley Summer Adam, Education Honors, magna cum laude. Catherine Elise Bach, Education Honors, magna cum laude. Nicole Lene Byler, Education Honors, cum laude. Annie Elizabeth Christensen. Stephanie Jean Davies, Education Honors, magna cum laude. Erin Renee Finley, Education Honors, summa cum laude, University Honors, Siberson Award finalist. Brad Leroy Gurley. Jennifer Ann Lever. Rebecca Elizabeth Lutz. Sadie Lynn Magoo, Education Honors, magna cum laude. Tara Nicole Phillips. Tyler Paul Seeley. Nicole Michael Southworth, Education Honors, cum laude. Shaylin Max Wooten. Carolyn Elizabeth Yinkst. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Sheldon Vaughn Malicki, cum laude. Jessica Ann McAtarian. Karen Nicole Reed, Art Honors, summa cum laude. Erica Lavere Taylor. Connor Michael Wells. Bachelor of Integrated Studies, Zachary James Wheatley. Bachelor of Music, Forrest Parker Evans, Music Honors, summa cum laude, University Honors. Molly Jean Hodson. Rachel Ann Lamoth, magna cum laude. Chi Yao Lee, magna cum laude. Daniel S. Lytle, cum laude. Daniel Ian McCready, cum laude. Guillermo Rodriguez Jr., music honors, summa cum laude. Samantha Jean Silver, music honors, magna cum laude. Brianne Nicole Stewart, magna cum laude. Nicolas Antonio Williams, Bachelor of Science. Andrew D. Armstrong, summa cum laude. Stacy Lynn DeHart. Taurus Stoyak, CIS, and School of Business Scholar. Is that it?
That's it.
Let's join together and give our associate and baccalaureate students another round of applause. Before concluding the ceremony, graduates, I would like to underscore that this is a moment of transition. You entered Lee Arena as the final step in completing your time as a Washburn University student, and as you leave today, you begin your exciting future by joining thousands of proud Washburn University alumni. In that regard, it is now my pleasure to introduce Mike Mustaine, President of the Washburn University Alumni Association Board of Directors.
On behalf of more than 43,000 Washburn alumni, I congratulate you on your graduation from Washburn University. You are joining the ranks of alumni from across the nation and around the world who all have the same thing in common. We are all Ichabods. Like them, you have developed a permanent and lasting relationship with Washburn University. As such, your continued involvement will help shape the university for the generations of Ichabods who will follow in your footsteps. Throughout the rest of the year of your life, the Alumni Association will keep you connected to Washburn, and an association will keep you and your classmates together. Your graduation gift to you is a complimentary one-year membership in the Alumni Association. Simply claim it and it's yours. Membership information is outlined on the postcard on the chair. Being a member of the Alumni Association is all the fun of college without the homework and tests. Without the homework and tests. Don't be afraid to get involved and be part of the fun. Your fellow Ichabod alumni will welcome you with open arms. Keep in mind the university's reputation is built on the success of its graduates. We all know you will go on to do great things. On this day of graduation, we wish you happiness, good health, and prosperity.
Will all graduates please rise and remain standing? Okay, for the next part of the ceremony to work properly, you need to check to make sure that your tassel is on the right side of your mortarboard. As a symbol of your great achievement, please move the tassel to the left side of your mortarboard to indicate your new status as an alumni. We conclude the Fall 2016 commencement with the singing of the Alma Mater by the Washburn Singers. The words are located on the inside cover of your program. Please remain standing for the recessional. Graduates, family, and friends, we at Washburn wish you the very best in your future.
A song of a prairie's wide, a song of a breezes strong, a song of a pride, the true and the tried, of a college dear, a song. Washburn, Washburn, we love thee well, ours is the joy, thy praise to swell. With voices free we'll sing of thee, and ever thy praise we'll tell. The winds for thee music make, the prairies the strength reveal, our glorious state, our Kansas great, on thee have set her seal. Washburn, Washburn, we love thee well, ours is the joy, thy grace to swell. With voices free we'll sing of thee, and ever thy praise we'll tell.